Today I wanted to talk about Everest Group's RPA Virtuous Circle. It's a new framework that we're putting out in the marketplace for enterprises to think about what's going on in this industry. We've seen tremendous success here. We've seen firms that were in the single-digit millions, and maybe some of them were in the double-digit millions, have exploded with growth, and now talking about billion-dollar valuations and doubling their firm's revenue, annually, and tremendous growth rates there. Now, personally, I think some of it's because they've had some great imagery about creating the display of the robot and the imagery of how this intelligent workforce or the sophisticated workforce is going to be able to replace the existing staff. Personally, I think it's more about augmentation rather than replacement. But let's get past that and think about what we're really talking about here. So at the top of the circle, we're really talking about the software reaching a point of sophistication that is now viable for enterprises to deploy. And we're seeing increased functionality, increased features being included and usability of the software. In addition to that, or as you get that in play here, we're starting to see enterprises think about this in many different dimensions. So we're seeing finance areas, HR areas, all areas of the G&A start to consider this. In addition to claims processing, customer experience centers, contact centers, all the different areas of the business operations back office. They're starting to look at this and saying, how do I improve the overall employee or customer experience? Once you start to have a viable value proposition and you start to see people interested in paying more money for it, Wall Street and Silicon Valley shows up with truckloads of money. And so now we're getting this virtuous cycle of good value propositions, expanding revenues, and now a lot more investment. And so that investment's going to allow these same firms to be able to look at it and say, hey, I can put more R&D toward the topic and into the infrastructure. We can improve even more feature functionality, and or they're going to go out and look for acquisitions that help them deploy at the even faster speed. So now you've got more money, you've got more investments, and now you're going to have better software platforms, you have better value propositions, and you're back in this virtuous circle right now that is increasing in speed and velocity and value creation. So we think there's going to be a lot more to come on this topic, and stay tuned, and we'll be here to talk to you about it.